If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Tiger Portal total reaches 16. Are they done yet? We talk about it on the Hannycast.
The Hannycast, a weekly LSU football film study with Charles Hannegriff and former LSU tight end Richard Dixon. Now to break down the Tiger tape, here's Charles and Richard.
And we welcome you into another edition of the Hannycast. I'm Charles Hannegriff, along with former Tiger Richard Dixon here on January the 14th. I mentioned the date because the last time we did portal ads was in the middle of December, mid to late December, and we had what ended up being 8 players that we showed you some film on, and we said we'll come back in January when they finish up. We got another 8 to talk about today, and I don't know that LSU's completely done, but I think that they may be done for this particular time. No. And if anybody else comes in, it'll either because somebody jumped in the portal that they absolutely can't turn down, or in the late portal after the spring. This 16-person class, Rich, is going to set them up with the number one portal class, and it's essentially like having almost 2 full recruiting classes because there is a lot of talent that is coming into this program.
Yeah, I mean, you hit a bunch of key positions. You got some offensive linemen, got the big safety everybody's wanted. You go out and get a Nick Anderson, a receiver, a true just deep threat that you're, a guy that can step in day one and be a number one. They filled a lot of holes and got a lot of reasons to be excited. All
right, let's start it off, and we're going to kind of go in the order that these guys committed from the last time we talked to you. Offensive lineman Josh Thompson, 6'5", 301 pounds, out of Northwestern. He's got 1 year of eligibility remaining. He was a number 35 guard in the country coming out of high school. He played 8 games as a redshirt freshman, and as a redshirt sophomore, he had 11 starts. These were all at right tackle. He's played some tackle and he's played some guard. His sophomore season, he only allowed 2 sacks the whole season. Both of them were against Penn State. The rest of the year, he was clean. Last year, as a redshirt junior, 10 starts, missed 2 games with an injury, no sacks allowed. So basically, this guy's played for 2 full seasons as a starter. The game against Penn State was rough. Yeah. Penn State's really good. Against everybody else, he's thrown a shutout. So honorable mention, all Big Ten this year. And let's take a look at Josh Thompson here, playing for Northwestern.
And correct me if I'm wrong, he's the one that they were saying his really decision was, do I turn pro or do I go somewhere else?
He's number 56 on the interior. He's playing right guard here. We're going to show you some plays against Ohio State. Figured that'd be a good team to talk about.
In the national championship to see how he blocks against them.
Again, he's the right guard here, number 56. This is him in pass protection. And we're going to show you.
Good pad level.
One. Yeah. Another play here.
That's big right there. It just shows you his strength in his left arm. He takes a false step, really, but had the strength to correct it and overcome it by getting his inside hand on the defensive lineman.
Whether he plays guard or tackle is still up for debate here. He's played a little bit of both, and we'll move on from that. Offensive line, you watch. I could have shown you another 10 plays, but you get the gist. We just wanted you to take a look.
You showed simply just his strength in his upper body. He was a guy that could still overcome a bad step, stab somebody with his inside arm, and still stop the blow from a Ohio State defensive lineman.
The next player is we're going to have a lot more video to show you on Nick Anderson, the wide receiver from Oklahoma, 6'4", 215, 3 years of eligibility remaining. Now, in 2024, he played only in the Tennessee game, and after that, he was injured the rest of the way. In 2023, though, when Dylan Gabriel was still a quarterback, he had 38 catches for 798 yards. In 13 games, he only started 6 of them, and he was right there at the top of their list. He had 10 touchdowns.
10 touchdowns on 38 receptions.
10 touchdowns on 38 receptions.
I like that percentage.
All right, so let's take a look at Nick Anderson. He is number 4. Again, this is Gabriel here. You see, he got behind everybody pretty good right there.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that can stretch the field. What gets me really excited, you're getting him with what Chris Hilton was able to do late in the year.
Now, this is a busted coverage, okay? As honest as we can be, there ain't anybody even back there. So Just wanted to show you that he could run.
He looks good. I mean, look at his size right there.
For some reason, number 5 stop thought he had deep help. He did not have deep help. This is the biggest catch of his career. This basically won them the Texas game. 20 seconds to go, and you'll see Gabriel find him in the back of the end zone here. Again, by himself.
Good size.
Very good size. Very good size. You're going to be able to see this one from the end zone view as well coming up. Again, you're going to see him come across. That's him coming across the formation, and Texas doesn't pick him up. If you'll see that they're trying to pass him off, Rich, and nobody picks him up. He
doesn't get communicated. He's signaling to move over. Safety blows this one, but still a smart guy to realize, okay, yeah, it was blown coverage. But he's still
I promise you we're going to show you something where there's not blown coverages, but this was the biggest play of his career at Oklahoma.
You know, he's got 2 touchdowns on 2 blown coverages. If people just want to blow coverages when he's playing, I'm good for it too.
We're going to show you something that's a little bit more competitive. This is against Central Florida. These are more, well, again, he beats man coverage there pretty easy.
He shows good hands. He reaches out for the ball, catches with his hands, and keeps running in stride.
I think we're finally going to get a.
So that's a good one. I mean, he's reading coverages right there. He's sitting in the zone. You know, if that's a man coverage right there, he keeps on the move. He recognizes the zone coverage and sits in the open spot.
Again, he just runs by man coverage there. You're going to have to help over the top on him.
There's a skill to that, and what I'm thinking about it is having him on one side, Chris Hilton on the other, and then having your Andersons coming across the middle. Having guys have to respect both sides of the field.
Like this, when he comes back to the ball a little bit,
he recognizes the holes in the coverage. He doesn't run past open gaps.
This one against Oklahoma State. And he's back across the field, run after the catch. You average what he did. You got some rack yardage coming here. This is Dylan Gabriel playing quarterback for them, who was at Oregon this last year.
It's a nice rub right there.
Oklahoma missed him this year. They missed Gabriel too.
Yeah. You miss a guy that had 10 touchdowns on 38 receptions.
There's a little flip to him. He's behind his blocker and gets up the field. Another crosser there.
Well, he catches in crowds. He recognizes his own coverage, and then he's got elite speed and size.
All right, Nick Anderson, a lot to be excited about there.
He was the guy that everybody was going after. He's the guy that early on, when the transfer portal opened, I mean, he was labeled as a must-get guy that everybody had to go after.
We're brought to you by Marucci Sports, MarucciSports.com, founded and operated by current and former big leaguers. The Hitter's House, both here on Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, 5801 Segan Lane, and on Airline Drive in Metairie, the new facility that opened up last fall. Members, 24/7 access to the members-only cages, bullpen cage reservation opportunities, also a 15% retail store discount as they continue to expand their retail facilities. Marucci, big leaguers dedicated to quality and providing athletes at every level with the tools they need to be successful. Go to MarucciSports.com. Let's move on to this next player, Braylon Moore, 6'3", offensive center. He was an offensive lineman at Virginia Tech. He played some guard there, too. 6'3", 303 pounds. He's got 2 years of eligibility left. 2023, he started 12 games at left guard as a redshirt freshman. Last year, 12 games all at center. He allowed 3 sacks, but only 1 after the first game. Played with his brother Caden there. Caden finished his eligibility, and Braylon was ready to move on. He was also an academic All-ACC selection in sports media, becoming for our jobs when he finishes up his playing career. Number 61 on this film that we're about to look at, again, offensive line. But I want you to see some of the things that they do with him in pass protection here. You see him move to the outside, Rich.
Yeah, he's got
something
good
you guys used to do with Brett Helm.
Yeah, he's got really good feet. He's a guy that you can trust that can get the snap off, get moving, stay coordinated, and really help out on the edge. And don't overlook that the academic All-American, because That's what I want from a center. I want him to be one of the smartest guys on the field. He's a guy that gets everybody lined up and decided where to go.
So we're going to move ahead here a little bit. All right, let's watch him here. This is a play I love. And, Beck, if we can run this play back again, I want to watch it again because he not only does he pull to the outside on his play, Rich, but he also picks up a speed rusher here. If we could watch that one again, Beck, let's go back. Flow from Progressive. I'm sorry. So I want to watch this play again because it's
what happened quick.
It happened very quick. We could go back. I think it was
right
to yeah. All right. Watch him get outside here and pick up this speed rusher and put him right past a guy.
You're getting a guy that's coming off on a complete speed rush, hand down, head on fire, and he looped out and still able to get to him. That's a good athleticism for a center.
We'll go to the next clip here. We're going to watch Virginia Tech on a few more plays here. We'll go ahead to 58 here a second. We'll give him a chance to get the
and not
video.
to talk anything about DJ Chester, but where we really struggled on our interior line is getting up to the second level and getting out on your loop blocks and really just having quick feet. And that's a guy that you've seen 2 plays in a row where he gets out of his stance and gets out on the edge fast.
That ain't easy for a center to snap the ball and get out there and pick up a speed rusher. All right, let's watch him again. He's number 61, your offensive center here. These are some plays against Vanderbilt in the opener of the season for Virginia Tech there. See a decent CO block there.
Yeah, he did a really good job. I'd like to see him finish more on that one. Your offensive lineman.
He is getting to the second level. Now, the play's away from him, but
it's still getting there. There's a lot of times we got stuck on blocks. Weren't able to shed on helping and getting to the next level. We got stuck on people. But he's a guy that's obviously very athletic, moves well, and uses his hands pretty good.
61 to center. Backside pass block there.
Picks up a blitzing linebacker.
Yeah. Lot of experience here. 24 games as a starter. Here's tush push right behind him. And there they go.
Yeah. No, I mean.
They have to practice under center if they want to do that, right?
Yeah. I don't see the tush push coming, but it's really nice to see just adding that type of athleticism to the offensive line.
I like him an awful lot. I think he was, when they asked us, we did a station survey about who the most influential. There's a lot of guys to pick from. I picked him.
Yeah.
Because I think it'll allow Chester to play a probably more comfortable position for him. You got an experienced guy here. I think he'll pick up with Nussmeier really quick.
Yeah. Experience is huge at the center position.
We're brought to you by Dependable Storage with 8 locations across Louisiana and 1 in Gulfport, Mississippi. Facilities in Slidell and Youngsville are the newest in the chain. They'll match any competitor's pricing with convenient online rentals and payments. Free use of the moving truck for new rental move-ins. Clean, secure, and conveniently located facilities. Check out the website, dependablestorage.com, for locations, pricing, and rentals. Like Skip Bertman always tell you, they want your stuff at Dependable Storage. Last year, LSU finished last in the Southeastern Conference in punting. They were looking for a punter. Punters, a lot of these guys, okay, I want, for linemen, skill position guys, I want power 4 guys. Punters, I'll take a punter from anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Middle Tennessee is not an SEC school, but Grant Chadwick had a great season punting the football. 6'4", 190 pounds. He's got 3 years of eligibility left. As a true freshman last year, in 12 games, he had a 43.4 average on 51 points. That was number 29 in the nation in net punting at 40.8. Tells you he's got a little bit of hang time to him. He had a long of 60. 13 of his 51 punts went at least 50 yards, and 21 of 51 punts went inside the 20.
Yeah.
So that's a big upgrade. I found one punt. Okay? I had to dig a little bit for this film. Found one punt. This was against Ole Miss, and obviously they're down a lot. But watch where he puts this punt.
I mean, this is a bigger deal. You don't want to overlook being able to change the field, change sides of the field, pin somebody in the inside the 10, inside the 20. Because there's a lot of times that we got backed up and we punted to the 50.
Watch where this thing goes out of bounds. Right about there.
I'll take that every time.
Yeah,
that's what we expect now.
That's a 50-yard punt inside the 1 yard line. Yeah, this is a thing of beauty. Probably the only thing that went right because Ole Miss won this game big. But for Chadwick, who's a good size for a punter. He's 6'4".
I feel like all punters are tall. We played with a lot of tall punters.
He's tall, and all this is a true freshman. So he's got a lot of
he's a true freshman.
True freshman, got 3 years of eligibility.
That's something that we really missed on this year. I mean, I think we averaged around 38, 39 yards a punt. We never really could change the field. It wasn't a weapon we had in our back pocket.
No, but they've got it now. With 25 years of experience, Lake Urgent Care dedicated to providing quality care close to home. They treat minor illnesses and injuries for ages 3 months up to 17 convenient locations. 3 months and up. Got that. Baton Rouge, Hammond, Livingston Parish, and Ascension Parish. Plus, they offer occupational health and weight loss solutions. As a seamless extension of Our Lady of the Lake, patients access care from anywhere with the MyChart patient portal. Their urgent care centers are open 7 days a week. Simply walk in, check in online, or schedule a virtual care visit at lakeurgentcare.com. Okay, move on to the next player. This is a defensive tackle, Sadir Mitchell, 6'6", 350 pounds from Texas. Did you hear me? 6'6", 350 pounds. This is
got Herman Johnson back.
He got some Herman Johnson to him. I mentioned we were doing before we started. He's about the biggest guy I think I've seen on a football field outside of Herman. He's got 3 years of eligibility left, we believe. He's only played in 9 games. Played 5 games last year with no starts. Only had 4 tackles. Going back to his high school stats, he's played in the Under Armour game. He was the 49th ranked defensive lineman nationally. So all we could find on him was a little bit of high school film. But I just wanted to show you a couple of plays here just to show you the size here. This is somebody that Bo Davis recruited at Texas.
Yeah, I think that's big, and you want to mention that because he's recruited him twice. He sees enough potential in the guy that he recruited him once to Texas and wants to bring him over to LSU.
You see the size. Obviously, he's going to be bigger than anybody on that field. He's going to be bigger than anybody on most fields. But he just didn't play very much at Texas. And watch this interception. The big guy gets the ball, and he's rumbling.
And he's not a sloppy big. He's just a big guy. He's well built.
I'd be lying to you if I told you he went to Texas and blew the doors off. He didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. This is one that they're taking on to come. That if
Bo Davis sees potential in him.
Bo Davis, a 6'6", 350-pound man that can run at all.
Well, my biggest thing is you don't recruit somebody twice that you don't think you believe in.
Yeah.
So he's recruited him twice.
We believe in Bo Davis here. So this is just a little bit of high school film just so you can kind of get an idea of what he looks like. Next player we're going to move to has played plenty at the college level. This is Patrick Payton, defensive end from Florida State. 6'5", 250 pounds. He's got 1 year left. He's played 40 games at Florida State, 26 starts in his 4 years, 31.5 tackles for loss, 16 sacks. Last year, 35 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. He was the number 7 defensive end nationally, came out of Miami's Northwestern High School, and we got a pretty good bit of video to show you here because he's got a lot of highlights.
And he's a guy that I think is a direct replacement to Braden Swinson, a guy that we leaned on heavy this year.
Peyton's numbers, I stole this from Hunt. He said basically he's got the same stats as going back to the 2011 season. Oh gosh, and I'm blanking on
Sam
his.
Montgomery?
No, the other one.
Mingo.
Barkevius Mingo. Thank you. Just went blank for a second there. All right, Peyton is number 11. If you'll watch him. These are plays we're going with against Boston College. There he is. Now, what you're going to see here over the course of some of this film is, and this surprised me a little bit, if you think he's just a speed rusher, they line him up inside a little bit. You see him lining up inside the tight end there and squeezing down, making a play on the run. Yeah.
And his read was the running back right there, and the play off of it to have the speed, athleticism to plant and come back to the quarterback. It shows you how quick he is.
This is against Memphis. I love that spin move, and he gets in there. That's something that what we talk about. A lot of guys got one move.
Yeah.
He's got multiple moves. Now you're going to see him come off the edge. Well, this is the same play from the as the previous one right there.
He used his hands really well. He chopped. He spun. I mean, that was textbook defensive line work.
You see it again, and he orients himself real quick after the spin. He doesn't miss that tackle. Here's against Cal. This is one of the few games Florida State won this past year.
They put him in like a spy right there where he was spying the quarterback.
There's going to be several plays where he spies here that you're going to see in this video coming up. He closes in a hurry there.
I mean, that says a lot of what they think of your athleticism and your your speed, your closing speed. To take
Now you see him off the
advantage.
other side. Again, there's a spin move, closes down. He can throw multiple pitches for a strike.
Yeah, he's going to be a big get for us.
There's more. Plus, there's a special teams play coming up that I really like that we're going to get to here. This is some more against Cal. We got some plays against Clemson coming up here in a second, but you're going to see him not quit on this play, make an open field tackle there, and that was again where he was looked like he was a spy there as well. Could have used him against Jalen Milroe, huh?
Oh, that'd have been nice. But he like you're saying, in the plays you're seeing, he doesn't have a lot of quit in him.
All right, he's busting through there to stop the jet sweep. But again, he's not lined up on the far outside here.
Yeah. And they're playing him almost like a linebacker at some points coming off the end.
Look where he is.
He's playing a five technique.
Five technique, yeah.
I haven't seen too many defensive ends play in the five technique unless we had
250 pounds now.
We fought through a block.
I'll be honest with you. I thought of him as more of a speed rusher before I started watching some of this. Now you're going to watch him on the block field goal. Gets through there. Now, he wasn't the only one in there, but he was the one that got the block, and you're going to see it when they show it from the
he's 6'5", 250?
6'5", 250.
Okay.
You can see it a little bit here. I think it's number 1 gets through there, but it's number 11.
He gets the push.
Peyton that gets the block.
Up.
Okay, you're going to see it here. It's Peyton that gets the block. You get up there, and the ball goes off his elbow.
Oh, I'm giving him all the credit on that one. He took on the block, pushed back, and still got his hands up.
Now, this play is a play that goes way down the field, but I want to just watch him hustle. Okay, he's not in the play, not in the play, not in the play, not in the play, and there he is.
Comes all the way back around.
Yeah. So there's a lot to like about what you see out of Patrick Payton. We're brought to you by Bayou Apparel, helping local businesses communicate their message since 2009. One of only a few local LSU official licensees, Bayou Apparel offers the highest quality products to showcase your brand, whether it's established or brand new. Bayou Apparel design experts can help you create eye-catching designs that fit your company's message. They do logos, event T-shirts, and promotional items for your business. Call 225-928-9090 or go to the website at bayouapparel.com. Next player is Donovan Green, a tight end from Texas A&M. He's got 2 years of eligibility left, 6'4", 265 pounds. 3 years at A&M, although one of them he was hurt the 2024 season. He missed the entire season with a knee injury. So he's played 18 games with 4 starts. In 2022, he played in 10 games, 4 starts as a true freshman, 22 catches, 233 yards, and 2 touchdowns, one against Alabama and one against LSU. 2023, the knee injury cost him the whole season, and last year he played in 8 games for A&M. Again, 6'4", 265 pounds. I think they're looking for a tight end that is primarily a blocker, but it's not like he can't catch the ball. As you're going to see here in this film we show you, they use him at multiple positions. Here he is on a wing. You may recognize the quarterback there. That's Max Johnson, as this game is against Arkansas. Just want to show you here, he is an inline tight end. We'll check down there.
But he ran a good route right there. He still moves well. We kind of missed it. We didn't have a true dominant blocking tight end this year. I mean, Mason Taylor got better, but that wasn't his strength.
There you see him on the line of scrimmage as an inline blocker. Here you see him again as the wing. He's going to release into the pattern there. They're not throwing in the ball there, but now you see him as a wide receiver in the slot.
He moves well.
That pass is batted. Again, this is not unlike some of the things they did with Taylor this year.
No, he moves really well.
I don't expect him to catch a bunch of balls, but I expect him to be able to. His versatility is what I liked from what we saw here. We're going to move forward a little bit. This is in the game against Arkansas, and this is a ball that they throw down the field to him. A bit of moves after the catch there, Rich.
Yeah, just
tight end, man. You like
don't
that stuff?
score more than 10 touchdowns. I'll be happy with him.
There he is getting
Oh,
up.
it is a number 18. Okay, I'm starting to like the guy a little bit more.
Yeah.
He moves really well. He's got the size. I haven't really seen him block in line.
There was one. Okay, so there he is kind of crashing down from the.
And he showed good aggressiveness and strength in that block.
Here's again in line, releases.
A little naked play.
Mm-hmm. Using him in pass protection again there. So just to give you kind of an idea, I'm not telling you he's Anthony Munoz or anything like that, but they needed another blocking tight end, and this guy's got some versatility. You saw him line up at several different spots
I think
there.
They've done really well at the tight end position. They went and got the kid from Oklahoma who still has good size. He's another one with a good frame on him, which will really help in the development of Trey'Dez Green.
All right, we waited a day to get this the podcast going because little birdie told us there might be another player coming in. TaMarcus Cooley is the one that we were waiting on. 5'11", 205 pounds from NC State. Played a year at Maryland. Was at Maryland a year. Really didn't play very much as a true freshman. And then 1 year at NC State. 39 tackles, a sack, 2 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions. Played a lot in the slot. Wouldn't rule out maybe they take a look at him at the star. We don't have a ton of film on him, but we got one play that I wanted you to see. There's some ball skills. Here's he's going to make a big play. This is against Duke.
Is he lined up in the slot there?
Well, I'm going to see. I just wanted to show you that he goes in and rips the ball away.
Well, honey badger move right there.
Yeah, thought you'd like that one. Now, he does run out of gas here. This is a long run, and he does get tracked down. They rule that he was down. They're going to go after this fumble here.
I've been in that position before. It's not fun.
You're going to see Duke wanted to fumble here. We got one more view of this after we see him go down. We got one more view from the end zone where you see him come in and rip the ball out right here. So he's trailing a play, comes in, rips the ball out. And he's off in the.
I know a lot of people are high on him. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of film. I think I've seen a few more clips other than this that he goes after the ball.
Yeah, I didn't have enough. We didn't have any other film of him available to us right now. We'll probably come back and circle around on that back in the preseason. But wanted to show you that I had that one.
Yeah, that
we remembered. We're brought to you by Dana Brown, the law offices of O.C. Brown. Boy, look, these guys have been with us for a long time. Family-owned law firm. Dana's carried on his father O.C.'s legacy for over 30 years. So if you've got a legal issue that you need, first consultation is always free. Your first and only call. Your law firm for a lifetime. Call them at 225-343-1111, 343-1111 on the web. It's OC Brown, OSSIEBrown.com. They're also right down the street from Town Square Pizza. Delicious square hot pizza. If you're working downtown, you got a limited amount of time for lunch, stop in at Town Square Pizza right down the street from the law offices of OC Brown. Rich, this is 16 guys now. So those were the 8. If you want to see film on the first 8 guys, go back and search Handycast from the middle of December. You can see film on all of those guys.
How many did we lose?
I think it's right about the same number. Okay. I think it's about 16 or 17. Close. But of the guys that played a lot last year, I would say you lost C.J. Daniels, you lost Sage Ryan. Those were the guys that really played a lot. I was surprised that Daniels left. Mm-hmm. Maybe not as much with Sage. But those were the 2 guys that really played a lot. Most of the other guys didn't play nearly as much.
How many high school kids did we sign? Was it 28? 24,
I believe it was.
This is a different age. We're bringing in 24 high school kids. You're bringing 40 new players to this program.
I would say, without looking, that when we start in August next year, the average turnover on Power 4 teams will be close somewhere between 40 and 50%.
Yeah.
We saw this stat. This was easy to predict that it was coming. The Sun Belt all-conference team, every one of them was in the transfer portal. Now, a couple of them transferred in league, but the vast majority of the Sun Belt all-conference team dispersed. And probably not quite all of them, but out of Coosa, out of the MAC, the shopping list for Power 4 schools is the all-conference teams for these. We got a lot of these guys out of Power 4 teams as well, but that's today's age of college football. You're going to see a huge amount of turnover, and you're going to see the Power Four conferences raid the Group of Five. Just economics.
They let them go develop somewhere else and pick them up when they need them.
That's what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And LSU has been uber aggressive. Okay, last year people talked about Ole Miss and Ohio State in the transfer portal as being the most aggressive. This offseason, this summer, you will hear it will be LSU was right at the top.
No, I mean I think I don't know if this is actually why, but when the Bryce Underwood thing happened, it hit another gear. They're like, we're going after it hard.
Next week, you and I are going to do what's our final handicast with you for football, and we're going to transition over into baseball until we pick back up again in August. But and we may do one or two in the spring too after spring football. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through the entire roster and come back for the breakdown, because when you really look at this roster, it's easy to get caught up with, okay, they got that guy, they got that guy. What is out there? This is an impressive roster.
Once you put it all together with who's coming back, who you brought in.
Roster. Yeah. For the last 2 years, we talked about, is the roster really where we need it to be? The roster's where they need it to be pretty much for next year. I'd like to see them one more offensive lineman in the late period, but even if they got to go with what they got right now, they got enough.
Yeah.
Quarterback coming back's big deal too. Yeah.
Big deal.
For Richard Dixon, I'm Charles Hannegriff. For January the 14th, it's been Handicast.